So after weeks and weeks and weeks of being shut in, finally things are opening up and everyone could get back out and have fun. And it's summer, officially quite not yet, but almost summer. The weather is great, the sun's out, everyone's feeling wonderful to be playing outside again. However, there's really want to teach you about being safe. So protecting yourself. So remember, my business is beauty, health, and wellness. And so this takes care of a little bit of the beauty, actually a lot of the beauty of the business, but most importantly, the health and wellness portion. And here's why. So I'm sorry, I'm going to start off with some very sobering information, but it's very important. So number one, here's some facts. 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer in the course of a lifetime. 1 in 5. Number 2, a person dies of melanoma every hour. That's nearly 2 million a year. Your risk doubles if you have ever had more than 5 sunburns. That's not a lot. In the course of your lifetime, if you ever had 5 sunburns, your risk for having sun cancer or skin cancer has now doubled. Using a tanning bed before age 35 raises your risk for skin cancer by 35%. Nearly half, 50% of Americans 65 and older will have skin cancer at least once. You're listening to this. People of darker skin tones are at higher risk. Does that sound odd? Here's why. A lot of times people, if your skin tone's a little bit darker, people feel like they don't need sunscreen, but that's not true. You do need sunscreen. Even if you have a darker skin tone, no matter what your nationality is, if your skin tone's dark, you still need sunscreen, okay? Because the sun absolutely does not discriminate. So, and also, generally, they're more or less likely to see a dermatologist. And that's the time when you can get to a dermatologist if you see something that doesn't look right, a mole or a growth or something that's bleeding or itchy. You need to go to a dermatologist and have them check you out. And going to a dermatologist annually is a great idea. Anyone can get skin cancer. Anyone, regardless of your race, regardless of your skin tone. Again, the sun does not discriminate. Sun exposure damages your eyes as well as the skin around your eyes. And that's when you really see like crow's feet coming in, right? Melanoma is the second most common cancer in women ages 15 through 29. And that might be because of the sun, those tanning salons. I'm not quite sure. Now, does that mean you should run away from the sun or be totally covered and not be out when the sun's out? Absolutely not. The sun provides vitamin D for you, and that's very important for your health. Vitamin D is important for the strength of your bones. It's essential for strong bones and for a healthy immune system. You want your immune system high at all times because you don't want to be susceptible to any diseases or viruses. So you want to make sure that you have vitamin D. It's very healthy for your skin. So do not run from the sun. No worries. Stay tuned because I'm going to be explaining a little bit more of what you can do to protect yourself. So yes, sad facts, but we have power to change that for our lives. So those of you who are new to me, my name is Evelyn Abernathy. I am the owner of Purple Essence Beauty, Health, and Wellness Business. Now, I use Jafra. I use the Jafra brand because it's my desire for everyone to look, feel, and be royal. And we keep you royal with royal jelly. Okay, so there are some groups of people who are at higher risk just because they are exposed to the sun more often. That will be people who play golf. They're on the golf course a lot for hours. And if they're not protected, they're at a higher risk. And all of these groups of people at the higher risk is if they are not protected. And I'm going to give you some tips and show you some things that you can do to protect yourself. Okay, parents who are watching their kids play sports. You're usually outside, right? While they're playing sports or even during their practices. Plus your kids, they're outside or they're practicing. So that's a higher group of people, if they're not protected, for a higher risk for skin cancer. Okay, construction workers. Usually they're outside until they're working on the inside. They're outside pulling up those buildings. Truck drivers, yes, they are inside of their trucks, but look at all the glass around them, and the sun goes right through the glass. And it's not the sun, actually the UVA and B rays. So we want protection from that. Lifeguards, oh my gosh, yeah, they're at the pools or at the beach, and they're in just their bathing suits. So yes, they have so much skin exposed, so they definitely are a higher risk if they're not protected. People who are vacation all the time, if they're not protecting themselves. People whose hair is thinning, or maybe they've shaven their head, or so you want to make sure that you are protecting yourselves, and we will talk about that. Now, here's something interesting. The driving, have you noticed when you're driving how hot your skin gets, how much it burns? Well, here's the interesting fact. Younger women, and generally because they have children and they're transporting their kids to school or to sporting events or other extracurricular activities. So moms of young children, they tend to have more sun damage on the left arm. As they're driving, they have more of that sun coming in on the left arm. Now, women who are older, maybe their kids are retired. I mean, their kids retired. Maybe they're retired. Maybe they have no more young kids at home. And not all the time, but generally, they will have more of the sun damage on their right arm. Interesting fact, isn't that? Pretty interesting. So make sure if you ever see a mole, any type of growth on your skin, a mole that's new, that looks suspicious, if you have too much itchiness in an area, like maybe you see a growth and something doesn't look right, a bump that just doesn't seem to heal or go away, a bump that's bleeding, and not like a pimple or something, but a bump that's bleeding and it's something that seems a little bit out of the ordinary, please go to a dermatologist, talk to your doctor. And one of the things I say is teach your kids at a young age to use sunblock. I know in certain generations, we didn't know about sunblock, depending on what generation you're in. The older generation didn't have much education about sunblock. And that would have been the group that would put on baby oil or any type of body oil and lay out in the sun with no protection at all. Okay, so that's a group that I've seen that are now experiencing skin cancer. So, and then there's and so that group didn't even necessarily teach the younger group, the offsprings, about the importance of sunblock, because they didn't know. And so whatever gap you're in, because maybe now you are educated and you're educated in skincare and sun care and skincare and how to better take care of yourself. And so now but there may be some gaps. So one of the things I like to say is teach your children when they're really young. So they brush their teeth. Now they put on their sunblock. So you want to make sure that you're protecting them at all times, that they're learning that habit at a very, very, very young age. And for you can same thing. Put a tube of your sunblock next to your toothpaste tube. So just remember which tube to put on the toothbrush though. So just learning these practices is going to make a big difference. Even with me, when I'm putting on my solar protection for my face, I just go, I expand. I make sure I put it on my ears, put it on the behind your ears, your nose, especially anything that's really stands out for the sun. Always do your decolletage, because remember, have you ever seen people with their face, they had such great skincare, so their face looks really great, but their neck and the decolletage is not really protected. It wasn't protected, so now it looks old. So their face looks like they're 20, but the rest of the body looks like they're 50. So you want to make sure that you're expanding that your sun layer protection. That's very important. So another thing that you need to know is that the sun is going to age you faster than anything else. So if you're looking for anti-aging, the best part is your sun care protection. All right, so now let's look at some things that we can do to protect ourselves outside of sunblock. That's going to be the most important feature that you want to do, is every day, daily, even if it's not summer. I think a lot of times people are more prone to put on sunblock in the summer because it's hot. But it's not the heat, it's not the temperature that's causing the damage. It's the UV A and B rays. And guess what? It's out all the time. So you always are exposed to it. So all year long, we really should be using our sunblock all year. Now, what you also want to remember is that even if you are in a place that it's really cold, it's snowy, you still need your sunblock, because you still get the sun that comes out, and the sun reflects off of the snow. It reflects off of water. It reflects off of sand. So it's very important that you're protecting yourself all year long, no matter what. You cannot get around having really good sun protection. Okay, but here's some extra tips that you need to know. So when it's really hot and the sun is really beaming down, you got those UVAs hitting on you, you want to do some things that's going to help. So I got a few things here. Number one, a hat. Really simple way to do for protection. Men especially will probably wear more of the baseball style, which is great because look, now they've got, can't see, but now here, they got the shading. So not only do they have this portion of the hat that's protecting their heads, especially if they have thinning hair or balding or a shaved head, they'll now need this on to protect that portion. And then look at the shading that they get for the rest of them. They're shading their face. So that's really good, so that you don't have all that direct sun hitting on your face, which is going to help give you that weathered look, but give you that leathery skin. We don't want that. So wearing a hat or a visor, will do the same. The only thing about the visor is that if you have a full set of hair, a visor is good because you got the hair that's now protecting the rest of the top of your head. Okay, so what I usually do is wear a hat. Now, I like the wide brim hats. I love now how this hat is now going to shade the back of my neck. And it's going to shade my ears completely. It's going to give me lots of shading here in the front. So my face is now also being shaded and protected. So it keeps that youthful look for me. But most importantly, it's protecting me from the UVA and B rays that can give me skin cancer. So I have two hats here. Here's one, and here's the other. And I hope you can see the difference. You can see how one is tightly woven. This one here is tightly woven, and this one is very loosely woven. Plus, it has some lots of space where the UVA and B rays can come through. So this is the one that's going to give me better protection. This one I might wear more in the evening after the sun has gone down. This is the one that I would wear when their sun is when you got those UVA rays beaming down. So you've got those protection there. Another thing is be fancy and use a parasol. That's going to be great protection too, right? Look, again, my neck's protected, my shoulders protected, my face is protected. It even gives me more of a wider brim than my hat does. So that's great protection there. So that's some parts that you can use there for protection. Pretty cool to protect your eyes. Put on some sunglasses. Now, I have transitional lens and I have the specialty kind where it gets really dark even if I'm driving. So generally, I don't wear my sunglasses as often anymore. Sometimes I'll need to, but most times my transitions is enough because I have a higher end for transition. So, but if you're not wearing glasses, transitional glasses, then definitely make sure that you are wearing some sunglasses, and make sure the sunglasses are broad spectrum. Broad spectrum meaning it's protecting you from UVA and UVB rays. Another clothing item that I love to wear is nice, cool, loose-fitting linen pants. This is really cool, very lightweight. You can see how lightweight it is. Very lightweight clothing, so it's breathable. I'm able to be comfortable, and because it's loose fitting, I'm very comfortable. Air can get through, but this will not substitute me wearing sunblock. I still wear the sunblock, but then I put this on, and I'm very comfortable. And then there's tops too that has it so that you can cover so head to toe, that you're totally covered with clothing to help you from burning your skin. Now, it's also important that when you're out and about in the sun, that you actually have skin exposed. So I don't want to be covered head to toe. I want my arms and I want my legs. So like, yeah, I'm wearing shorts right now because I want my legs exposed. I want the vitamin D getting into my skin. So if I'm all covered up, the vitamin C is not penetrating to my skin. And because you want a very healthy immune system, that's so important to keep your immune system healthy, you want the UVA and you want the sun, the vitamin D from the sun. You just don't want the rays, so you want to be sure that you're using solar protection. Another item of clothing that I would sometimes wear is a very, very light, you can see how it's so see-through here, it's very light. You can put this on your arms or your shoulders. So now it's protecting your shoulders. You can even have it up a little bit more, protecting your neck, protecting your arms, and also that you are now protected. And if you can even cover your hands up if you're not driving or anything, if you're not doing anything, or maybe you're just sitting on your patio, you're totally covered. Again, this is not to substitute for the solar protection. You put the sunscreen on first, and then you can cover up with this. And the reason this is important is because sometimes the sun is so intense that it burns. And so you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself from that. Okay, let's see what else. I think as far as item of clothing, that's about all that I have. But some other things that you want to know is that I think it's important for you to know is the actual sun protection products that I have. So first of all, I love that our products are PPC. PPC, meaning these items have products that gives you it prevents and it protects and it corrects. So maybe you already have some sun damage going on with your skin. So you've got these products that's gonna take care of all of that. So first I will start with the Body Protector Sunscreen Broad Spectrum, meaning it protects from UVA and B. And it's SPF of 50, 50. 50 is the highest you'll need, and you'll notice it's 50 plus. This is just a fabulous, fabulous solar protection to use. It is non-greasy, it penetrates into your skin. And speaking of penetrating your skin, when you use your solar protection, you really need to put it on 15 to 30 minutes before you go out in the sun. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta leave in 5 minutes, you don't think, well, forget it, I'm leaving in 5 minutes, I'm not gonna wear my sunblock. No, absolutely still put the sunblock on, but you're gonna get much better protection when you put this on 15 to 30 minutes before, because it gives it time to penetrate in your skin and activate into your skin so that you're totally protected. It's kind of like now it's putting that layer, that shield all around you. And incidentally, the times where the sun damage is the most prominent is between 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it's so important that you are protected during those hours. So in the morning, when you brush your teeth, you're going to put your sun protector on. So wonderful. And then you're going to now, and if you didn't do it in that morning, then now before you go outside, 15 to 30 minutes before. Okay, and now if you had it on, you want to reapply like maybe every 2 hours, especially if you were sweating, if you were swimming or in the pool. Definitely want to reapply the sunblock. And the key to how much sunblock to use is a shot glass amount. So that's about how much you want to use for your solar protection. Okay, now, like I said, we do have the SPF of 50 for your body. I love that. And we also have an SPF of 30. I know a lot of the kids like this one because it's spray on. You just spray it and then rub it in. But do not spray your face. You will spray it into your hands, and then you will want to apply it to your face with your hands. And make sure you get every single part of your body that is exposed to the sun, every part. And I even will put it on parts that's covered. Like I have on this shirt, I would still want the sunblock underneath because, you've got the little fibers, and, those UVA A and B rays, they are powerful. So make sure that you're covering everything. We also have a face protector of SPF 50. So this is absolutely fabulous to use. Love that. And one of my favorites in the solar protection line is the cooling after sun lotion. Love that. Notice SPF and shower off your sunblock and add on the cooling after sun lotion. Love this product, and I think you will too. Okay, now for my hands, when I'm out and I'm driving and my hands are on that steering wheel and those UVA rays are coming in, hitting my hands, I want to know that I'm protected so that I'm not getting those dark spots or the liver spots, and I'm not getting the leathery, withered hands or weathered hands. So I use my, from our spa line, the Day Care for Hands SPF of 15. So again, it is broad spectrum. It's protecting me from A and B rays. So absolutely fabulous there. Now for my face, sorry about that. For my face, I actually use our solar protection from the skincare line. I am using our Defy skincare line. I absolutely recommend, even if you're not using the Defy line, even if you're not using Jafra, I totally recommend that you use this multi-performance age protector, broad spectrum SPF 50. 50. This is an amazing product, and not only is it protecting me from the UVA and B rays from the sun, it's protecting me from the blue light rays that comes from my phone or my computer or my tablet or my laptop. It's an amazing product, and it's not even called solar protection because it does so much. It's a multi-performance product, but of course an SPF in here as well. This is my go-to. Yeah, you see I've been using that a lot. Love that. Once a day, it's all you need. And one of the things I love about our product is that you only need to use a little. It doesn't take a lot, and to give you the coverage and give you the skin protection that you need. This one's my favorite, but we have several solar protection products depending on what skincare line you have. This one happens to be Defy. We also have one that's called Revitalize, and then we have Luna Bright. Our Luna Bright line is for those who have pigmentation issues because maybe they didn't know years ago that they needed solar protection, and now they may have spots on their face, they have discoloration, they have like maybe what look like a mask or on their face, or what looks like dark or black blush. I see a lot of times on the cheeks. So a lot of reasons for people to not have to have the pigmentation issues. Generally, it takes 10 to 15 years after your exposure to the sun before those issues arise. So when you see those pigmentation issues, it could have been something from your childhood or something 20 years ago. So we have correction for that. So that line is called the Luna Bright. It's our pink and white packaging. And then we have a line that's called Boost. And Boost has two different solar protection. It's all based on which type of skin you have. If you have dry skin or sensitive skin, we have a skincare solar protection for you. And if you have normal to oily or oily skin, there is a sunblock for you. And then, of course, our men, we're not going to forget our wonderful men. Our men are just as royal as we are. So we have their solar protection is combined with their moisturizer. So they have a moisturizer plus SPF of 20 for them. So there you have it, just a little bit of information about how you can stay safe in the sun and products that's going to help you to remain safe for you and your family. And not just because you want the beauty end of it, because not protecting your face from the sun, not using a skincare regimen like Jafra with all the royal jelly in it, you know, we want to keep you royal. So without using something like that, your skin will age quicker. 80 to 90% of how you age is based on how you have cared for your skin. So start caring for your skin now with a wonderful skincare product line. But this is beyond just the beauty. This is health and wellness. This is saving lives. This is learning how to prevent or at least reduce the chances, and I would say probably more than reducing your chances of getting skin cancer. Alrighty, so thank you for joining in. Thank you for listening. And please share this video with anyone that you know that, well, you know what? Everyone needs to know this. Everyone needs to know the importance of sun care practices and how to do it safely. Thanks for listening. See you next time. This is Evelyn, keeping you royal.